I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now and listen to this. Because what I am about to show you might be the most important thing you hear this entire year. You are in a hard season. I know that because you clicked on this video. And somewhere in that hard season a thought has been creeping in that terrifies you more than anything else. What if this is it? What if this is just how my life goes? What if I prayed, I believed, I obeyed, and nothing is coming? Stay with me. Because by the end of this video you are going to see your current season completely differently. Here is what I have found every single time I study the lives of people God used greatly in the Bible. The season right before their greatest promotion looked exactly like failure. Joseph was in a prison cell the night before he became the second most powerful man in Egypt. David was sleeping in caves the season before he became king. Esther was trembling with fear the moment before she saved an entire nation. The season before the breakthrough never looks like a breakthrough is coming. And if you are in that season right now, these are the 5 signs God leaves in a person's life right before he moves them forward. Do not miss a single one. Sign 1. God has been methodically removing everything you were leaning on that was not him. This is the sign that hurts the most. Because it does not feel like preparation. It feels like loss. Your job felt secure, until it did not. Your relationship felt like an anchor, until it shifted. Your plan was detailed and logical, until it collapsed. And you looked at all of it and thought, God, why are you taking everything? He is answering a question you did not know you were asking. Psalm 62 verse 5 says, Find rest, O my soul, in God alone. My hope comes from him. That word alone is the most important word in that verse. Not God first. Not God primarily. God alone. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Most of us say we trust God alone while actually trusting God plus our job, God plus our savings, God plus our plan. God will not promote a version of you that is still divided in that way. The stripping is not punishment. It is the most targeted preparation available. When everything feels like it is falling away, check what is still standing. That is what he is going to build everything else on. Sign 2. The waiting has gone on so long that you have genuinely stopped trying to make things happen yourself. There is a moment in every divine process where striving ends and surrender begins. And that moment is one of the most significant turning points in a person's spiritual life. Genesis 41 shows us Joseph in prison for 2 full years after the cupbearer promised to remember him and then forgot completely. 2 years of waiting for a door that never opened. And then, Genesis 41 verse 14, Pharaoh had a dream. And Joseph was brought out of the prison immediately. Not after Joseph made the right connection. After he surrendered the outcome completely to God. God moves the moment you stop getting in his way. Not because your effort was wrong, but because some doors only open from the outside. The end of your striving is not defeat. It is your finally getting out of the way of what God was trying to do the whole time. If you are at a place right now where you genuinely do not know what else to do, that is not weakness. That is the beginning of the answer you have been waiting for. Sign 3. The enemy's attacks on your peace, your mind, and your relationships have become more intense recently, not less. This one will surprise you, because most people assume that when things get harder God has moved away. But the Bible shows us the exact opposite pattern. Matthew 3 and 4, the moment Jesus was baptized and the Father's voice confirmed his identity from heaven, the very next verse says the Spirit led Jesus into the wilderness to be tested by the devil. The confirmation from heaven was immediately followed by the most intense spiritual attack of his earthly life. Why? Because the enemy knew what was about to begin and wanted to stop it before it started. The enemy does not attack your past. He attacks your future. He attacks the calling before it is fully deployed. 1 Peter 5 verse 8 says your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. A lion does not stalk prey that poses no risk to it. You are being hunted because of what you carry. And what you carry is what the enemy knows is coming. Sign 4. God has been closing doors that you begged him to open, and you cannot understand why. This sign produces more confusion than almost any other spiritual experience. Because you prayed, you believed, you asked specifically, and the door closed anyway. Proverbs 16 verse 9 says a man's heart plans his way but the Lord directs his steps. You planned the way. God directed the steps. And those two things did not align. Not because your faith was insufficient, but because God could see what was behind the door you were begging him to open. Revelation 3 verse 7 says he opens doors no one can shut and shuts doors no one can open. The closing of a door is not the absence of God's involvement. It is the evidence of it. Joseph's brothers intended to destroy him when they sold him into slavery. Every natural reading of that situation says those doors should have stayed open. And every single one of those closed doors was the precise path to the open door that saved a nation. The door God closes is protecting you from what is behind it. Sign 5. Something inside you refuses to give up even though everything outside says you should. This is the sign that most people dismiss. They call it stubbornness. They call it denial. But Hebrews 11 verse 1 says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Evidence. The word used in that verse is the Greek word for proof. Your refusal to quit is not emotional irrationality. It is spiritual proof of something real. The fire that keeps burning in you after every reason to let it go out, that fire was not put there by you. You cannot manufacture that kind of persistence in your own strength. It comes from the Holy Spirit maintaining something in you that He refuses to let die, because He knows what He is keeping it alive for. Do not extinguish that fire. It is telling you something your circumstances are completely unable to tell you. One honest warning before we close. Not every hard season is a promotion coming. Sometimes difficulty is the result of decisions we need to own. Sometimes the closed doors are redirection, not preparation. The question to ask honestly before God is this: am I cooperating with what this season is building in me, or am I just waiting for the promotion while resisting the process? A promotion from God always comes with weight, and the weight requires a version of you that this season is still building. Cooperate with the building. Joseph did not know it was the last night in prison. David did not know Saul's reign was almost over. Esther did not know the moment of trembling was the moment of destiny. They only knew one thing: that God was faithful, that His promises did not expire when the timeline extended beyond what was expected. If you are in the season right before the breakthrough, hold on. Not because of what you can see, but because of who is holding you. Write this in the comments right now: God, I trust your timing even when I cannot see your plan. That is your declaration of faith today. And if this message found you at the exact right moment, subscribe to Bible Simplified, because here we do not just seek content, we seek transformation.